The early morning light was gentle, soft like a whispered lullaby, filtering to the tall trees of the forest that had become his sanctuary. Kai, the border collie, was already awake, not because he was restless, not because he had something to prove, but because he had something to feel. He lay still in his bed of moss and woven grass, eyes half open, breathing in the cool mountain air that wrapped around him like a blanket of calm. The air carried the scent of pine, wildflowers, and the faintest trace of last night's rain. His nose twitched slightly, not in excitement, but in reverence. The world was clean, quiet, present. Most knew border collies as workaholics. Born herders, constantly chasing, calculating, correcting. Kai had done all that. He'd herded sheep, performed on agility courses, even acted in commercials. He had the ribbons, the medals, the followers, but accolades only go so far. They don't fill the soul. And Kai had a soul that needed more than applause. He stretched slowly, every vertebra aligning, every muscle lengthening like silk pulled taut. The stretch wasn't for function. It was for feeling, for letting his body remember what it meant to be a creature of the earth. He rose to his feet, not with urgency, but with grace. His paws met the mossy ground in complete silence. The forest around him came alive in hushed tones. Leaves rustled with the breeze. Birds chirped in sleepy harmonies. A distant owl gave its final hoot before retreating into daylight. Kai didn't rush to greet the day. He greeted it like an old friend, one he had no need to impress. He walked toward the stream, his steps slow and rhythmic, as if the earth itself were singing a song through his movements. The stream gurgled softly as it ran over stones worn smooth by time. Kai dipped his paw into the cold water, felt the gentle current push against him, and paused. He watched the ripples, saw his reflection distort, and return to stillness. His ears twitched, not at a threat, but at the music of the world. He walked further along the bank until he reached his meditation rock. Flat, ancient, warm from yesterday's sun, it welcomed him like a throne made not of power, but of peace. Kai sat. He didn't lay down. He didn't fidget. He sat tall, ears alert but relaxed, tail gently brushing the stone behind him. And then he breathed, in, out. No barks, no commands, no tricks, no eyes on him. Just him, the forest, and the silence that stretched like a sacred thread connecting everything. He sat like that for nearly half an hour, maybe more. Time didn't matter. He wasn't waiting for something to begin. He was honoring what already was. Then slowly he rose, not because a bell rang or someone called, but because his body told him it was time to move. He made his way to a clearing where the sun spilled across the grass like golden syrup. There, he lay on his back, paws curled gently, eyes closed, letting the warmth seep into his bones. His fur glistened in the light, a perfect canvas of black and white beneath the blue sky. He didn't dream. He didn't drift. He simply rested, present in every moment. When a butterfly fluttered past, he didn't chase it. He followed it with his eyes, admiring its freedom. When a bee buzzed near his ear, he didn't snap at it. He welcomed it like another traveler on the same road. Later, he walked to his self-care ritual space. Yes, even dogs need a space for renewal. A shallow mud spring nestled between two rocks, filled with nutrient-rich earth and soft clay. Kai stepped in gently, the coolness rising up his legs, covering his belly. He closed his eyes and sighed deeply. The kind of sigh that comes from letting go of everything you carry but don't need. He stayed there a long while. The mud worked like magic, pulling tension from his muscles, releasing the expectations others had put on him. The pressure to always perform, always be perfect. For once, he didn't have to be the smartest dog. He just had to be. When he emerged, caked in mud and smiling softly, he walked toward the stream again and laid down in its gentle current, letting the water wash him clean. Every drop was a blessing. Every ripple a reminder that life flows, always, if you let it. Back at his cabin, a cozy, open-sky retreat built by a kind artist who once said, "This dog understands life better than I ever could." Kai found a meal waiting, not scooped from a bag, but prepared by hand. Organic vegetables, wild salmon, a few blueberries. He ate slowly, savoring every bite. No distractions. No rush. By mid-afternoon, Kai was resting on a hill that overlooked the entire valley. The wind played with the fur around his ears. The sun painted golden lines along his spine. He watched the clouds. He tracked the hawks overhead. He listened to the earth's hum and added his silence to it. Somewhere in the distance, a group of hikers passed by, laughing and snapping pictures. One of them spotted Kai and pointed. "Look at that dog. Is he meditating?" They stood and stared for a moment, silent. Something about him touched them. The way he held space. The way he didn't seek attention, but commanded it through calm. A couple took photos. One knelt and whispered, "I wish I could feel that peace." Kai didn't move. He didn't need to. He was already doing what no social media trick ever could. He was reminding people of something they've forgotten. That peace isn't found in doing more. It's found in doing less. With intention. With heart. As evening crept in and the forest turned amber, Kai walked slowly back to his cabin. He lit no fire. He needed no warmth. The day had filled him. Before he curled up on his soft moss bed, he looked up at the stars. Infinite, quiet, eternal. In that moment, he wasn't a dog. He wasn't a breed. He wasn't a brand. He was a being, aware, alive, at peace. Because sometimes the greatest sign of intelligence is knowing when to let everything go and simply be. And in that stillness, Kai taught the world something it desperately needed to remember: how to breathe again.